EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. We're here at TPC Boston in Massachusetts. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action. And Frank, how does this course set up for the golfers out here today?
Well, Gil Hands and Brad Faxon, they did a lot of changes a few years back to sort of open up some of the driving areas. Consequently, you see there's a little bit more of a reward for the longer hitters. Fairways aren't really as tight as what you'll see on some other golf courses. Long and straight certainly gives you a big advantage at TPC Boston.
This is host of the Deutsche Bank Championship. That's a tournament that is part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Just has a great feel today, Frank. The leaves are turning, the air is brisk. Walk us through this first tee shot.
Soft opening hole, but just try and get off to a good start. That's the main thing here. You don't have to be too aggressive. 2 bunkers down the right, just something around that area. Leave yourself a wedge, 9-iron in. Good second shot, good chance for a birdie.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
As this putt for birdie. So into red figures at 1 under. Frank, they renovated the par 5 second back in 2010. What'd they do to the hole, and how does it play now?
Well, they changed the green, especially the left side. There's a huge mound there now. It's still a driver off the tee, but before you could bail out on the left side, you can't bail out anymore. It's a devilish of a chip over that mound.
Those chocolate drop mounds give the course a really nice look.
Yeah, they just pop. And you can see them, and you know that they're problematic.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
Really? This is an awkward length. Great effort, a little too strong. It didn't take the break.
He's got a birdie chance now coming back. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
That drops for another birdie. 2 in a row to start the round. Hole number 3 here at TPC Boston. It is a par 3. Frank, are you happy walking off with par here?
Well, if you've birdied the first 2 holes, there's a chance here to be greedy.
That is classy.
A chance of going in.
Well, this would be nice, Frank. I mean, you talk about jump-starting a round. If he were to make another birdie, he really had it going in the right direction.
You can sort of feel it too. People around me know I've seen the birdies to this point.
All right, Frank, now at the 4th hole, this is a chance to flex the muscles. It's a drivable 4.
It is. Well worth the go, but just be careful. If you flare one a little right, just right of those 3 bunkers, there's a little bit of a hazard. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Pretty good shot right there. Just 5 feet left. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Back on the tee here at the 5th, Frank, this one is not drivable.
Oh, that's for sure. 2 bunkers. The one that most of the players really worry about is the one down the left side. 300 yards to carry that.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Could really use this one. It's for birdie. Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. All right, Frank, now to the 6th hole. It's a 465-yard par 4. What are the keys?
Well, it's framed beautifully by the trees just in front of the tee, so you know exactly where you're trying to go down there. 2 little bunkers on the right if you stray a little right, and if you stray a little left, you might just make it to the water.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Starting to heat up now. Back-to-back birdies. Well done. 7th hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 600 yards. What's the way to play it?
Just tee it up and hit it as hard as you can. Get this one on the fairway. It's on for a little extra. There's something about a well-hit shot. Smoked that one. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy. That's an absolute beauty.
Playing his 3rd here at the par 5. Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
Hole number 8 now, 213 yards in length, a par 3. And Frank, what can we expect?
Really narrow at the front of the screen. A lot of mounding. Ball normally kicks towards the left. One place you don't want to go, though, is that left bunker. The bunker shot's all downhill from there.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Settles in over the putt. Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank Hill be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
I mean, this is just an incredible round of golf. That is an 8th birdie on the card. Frank, like all TPC golf courses, TPC Boston has the fan in mind. So you see those mounds throughout the golf course that gives people a chance to just sit, relax, and watch some golf. And there's a nice shady spot on the hill behind the 11th.
Yeah, that's just before the 12th tee, and you really do get a look at the tee shots coming in 11, as well as the little undulations and contours on that massive green.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
These putts keep the round together. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Moving on now to the 12th, and Frank, describe this hole for us.
Sneaky good par 4. It's long enough, sort of that 450, 460 mark. Bends a little to the left. Really, you want to be in the middle of the fairway here, because that second shot with the green just tilting towards the hazard. One of the toughest second shots you have on the golf course.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Ball's teed up at the par 4 13th.
And you want to keep that ball in the air as much as you can. Carry that air on the left side. That's a big tee shot. Somewhere in that sort of 300-yard mark. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a long birdie putt here. Requires good judgment of the speed and the line. Just try to lag it down there. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. So a tester from 4 feet. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Frank, at the 14th now, and anytime you get a par 4 that is almost 500 yards, it gets your attention.
It does play downhill, though, so you don't have to smash away here. It's better if you can get something moving a little right to left. Then it will take the natural slope. You get a little more yardage out of it that way.
Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Well, he is going to need a good approach shot here to avoid losing even more ground, Frank. At best, he's looking at double bogey.
Yeah, that's why the shrinks make all the big money, Rich. Here, right now, he needs one.
Didn't cover the flagstick on that one, but on the green, safely, with about 30 feet to go. Now he has this for double bogey. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt. 6 under on the day. Settled over the ball here at the 15th, 421 yards on this par 4.
Uphill, you can see everything that you have to avoid. Find the green grass in between.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Should be safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
And it takes the wind right out of your sails. Frank, fishing is a nice sport, just not at this hole.
Yeah, a little left here, you'll be more than fishing, that's for sure. Now, there's a little mound on the right side. It's about twice the size of a coffee table. When the flag's there, you need your best.
That's well played. Oh, good look at birdie.
Now, it's that sneaky distance.
You hate to miss the short ones. Ouch. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Just 2 holes left to play here at TPC Boston. Frank, we're on to the 17th, and what can you tell me about this 412-yard par 4?
It looks like a dogleg left, but you don't play it that way. Hit it straight down towards that bunker on the right side. Then the second shot's downhill.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
Settles in over the putt. Has it for par. Stays at -5. Frank, the 18th year at TPC Boston, for whatever reason, generates quite a bit of buzz, doesn't it?
It does. The longer hitters, obviously, they lick their chops. They're having a chance to make this green in two. But if you find one of the fairway bunkers, the addition of that pot bunker for the layup, that just makes that decision that much more difficult.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. He can make eagle right here. Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt.